Good evening and welcome to the McFarland Report. I'm Kenneth McFarland, and this week I welcome two guests to the program as we continue our discussion on economic development in Columbus and Lowndes County. First, Mr. Dale Tate, President of Bancorp South and Chairman of the Links Economic Development Committee. Dale, thank you for being here with us today.
Good evening.
Shake your hand if you don't mind. It's always good to have someone like yourselves. And also, secondly, we have Mr. Hilbert Williams joining us. He is a broker with Crylight Realty. Hubert, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Very welcome.
I am so happy and just elated to have young brothers like yourselves here. Got a lot to talk about because right now economic is what we're talking about all across the nation, and everyone wants to feel a part of this economic boost that we're having right now.
Correct.
So, gentlemen, I'd like to focus our attention on the future, specifically the next 12 to 18 months in the Columbus and Lowndes County area. Dale, with Servcorp plans to be, they're planning to be running by next summer, and with other supportive industries coming in, what kind of initial impact will they have on our community?
I think they're already having the impact now, because with Servcorp coming in, they've brought a lot of their upper management team in. Mm-hmm. They're getting that in place, and they're coming from out of town. So we've been seeing that since the early part of, or the latter part of last year when they broke ground in October of '05. They've been bringing in new people monthly. And after they're up and running, the impact that we'll see will be with employment for our citizens of Columbus and Lowndes County. And
not only Servcorp in their area, but the other industry companies that they're bringing with them.
Right.
So we're looking for a big boom.
Well, again,
hopefully,
with the supporting industries that's coming in, their upper management staff, they're in place, they're already here working, and they're trying to get their buildings built, and they're trying to get everything lined up for themselves where they can start hiring and getting people on the payroll.
That is great, and you're looking into that. Make sure we get some of that, right?
Amen.
Dale is the man. Y'all remember that. Now, Hilbert, as a realtor broker, and what are you hearing about how many people will be moving to the Columbus area, and are we ready to accommodate them in the housing area wise?
Well, honestly, we are not ready. We could stand probably about 120 homes on the market right now. That price range probably would be anywhere from 130 to 250. We are anticipating about 2,100 families over the next 12 to 18 months. And I know everyone talks about Servcorp or Steelcorp or Servcorp, but we also have Tally Defense Industries, mm-hmm. American Eurocopter. Matter of fact, that group has probably bought more homes here in Lowndes County than any group. Mm-hmm. Then you have Columbus Air Force Base that was taken off the base alignment committee. So we have about 170 families coming in with the Air Force Base. So times are good.
100 and how many homes do you think we need?
About 120 right now. If we had 120 homes on the market right now, newer homes now, the price range anywhere from 130 to 250, those homes probably would not last 6 months.
Do the contractors know this now?
Yes.
So they're on their
They have started building. Matter of fact, there's a development going up on Ridge Road. Those homes are probably run about $350,000. We have a couple of builders in my office. They're building anywhere from 130 to 180.
So it's coming together.
Yes.
So we're looking for them in other industries that they're bringing in. We're going to accommodate those as well.
Hopefully.
Now, when do the biggest influx, or do you expect them to come in?
Kenneth, as we speak right now, Columbus Air Force Base people are coming now. I guess after Servcorp finishes their steel mill, then you'll probably see an influx of maybe another 400 or 500 families. Mm-hmm. But like I said, American Eurocopter just was taken off that appeal process for building this second phase. Mm-hmm. So they are starting now.
Now, all of these homes, are you advocating that they are in the city area or in the county area?
Everywhere.
It doesn't matter?
Matter of fact, I pulled some numbers today, and you would be shocked at where people are buying. I mean, they're buying in East Columbus, they're buying in New Hope, they're buying in Caledonia, they're buying on North Side. I mean, it's a citywide thing.
County-wide.
It's a city, county, correct.
Well, that is awesome. So we're looking for some nice homes going up and
yes.
people to actually live in these homes.
Correct.
That is a great. Now we know Hilbert is giving us all this information. But from a business viewpoint, what kind of pre-work should Columbus be doing to get ready for this influx and this new residents?
Well, they got to continue what they've been doing. They got to continue to develop the infrastructure and develop lots and residences for people to buy and move into. We've got to continue working with commonality of making sure that when we bring in new citizens in Columbus and Lowndes County, that's a positive and great experience. It's just any number of factors that go into that. But one thing is political climate, where the city of Columbus benefits as well as the county of Lowndes County whenever we bring new jobs into the community.
Amen.
When the city benefits, then we benefit from sales tax dollars. We benefit from additional jobs due to the service or related industry. It just goes on. And as a matter of fact, our sales tax has started going up since last year after we learned that BRAC did not impact Columbus Air Force Base. We learned, and also at about the same time we learned that Severcore was coming on board, the excitement in Columbus and Lowndes County just took off, and,
yes.
and our economy started growing based on the excitement that was coming down the pipe, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm glad you said that, because we spoke to the political figures here in the area. We spoke to the educational people that we have in the area.
Right.
And all of this is in conjunction with what we're going to be seeing. Now, you're talking the city, if it does not grow, then people are not going to want to come here. If the educational potential does not grow, people are not going to want to stay here.
Correct.
So we're looking at all that. Now, if you could elaborate on that, because we need to know in the city as well as the county that we're going to grow together, because most of the businesses, just because they're outside the city, does not mean that the city is not going to see some influx of revenue.
You're exactly right.
one thing that I see on it is with the city and the county, as far as economic development and the opportunity for us to bring new jobs into this area, the city and county has been just supportive, unanimous supportive. So they are wanting new jobs to come into our area. There's no doubt about that. And they work very well with the link and bringing in and going and helping us bring in new industry.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got a vested interest in what we do here in Columbus and Lowndes County. And I see that as the city does not have enough land for major industry to move in. It's a fact of life in Columbus.
Compact.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the city has plenty of room to grow for retail and service business, and that you can do just as well off of retail and service as far as tax dollars are concerned, and building your tax base for ad valorem taxes, as you can out in the county. So it's a win-win situation. The county grows and brings us new jobs in. The city grows as a result of the county bringing new jobs in by bringing in new service and other related industries, and increases our tax base and job base.
Now, I'm accused, actually, every time we talk of retail and services, Red Lobster, gentlemen. We never want to get the shrimp.
Well, the thing is that the studies tell you that you have to have the industry first.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get the industry, you get the people, then here comes Red Lobster, Home Depot, and some of these other large chains.
Now, that is great. Now, how can Columbus best position itself to attract positional new residents and businesses in this area? How can we do that?
Honestly, Kenneth, I think we worked on this problem maybe 4 or 5 years ago when we went from the Chamber of Commerce and CLETA to just the link.
Mm-hmm.
I remember clearly going to many meetings and people standing up and saying, look, we got to make this place work. This is our home. I want my grandkids to be raised here. I want my children here. So at that time, we formed the link, and the rest is actually history. One thing I'd like to touch on, though, not only are you seeing the people from Severcore and these other plants moving people here, but you have a lot of African Americans that left here in the 50s and 60s,
Mm-hmm.
and they are coming back.
Moving to Tupelo and other areas.
They're coming to the South.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say the South has risen again.
The New South.
The New South. And they come here. Most of those people have sold their homes. The homes in New York and California, $400,000 or $500,000. So they come here with a lot of cash.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another segment of people that are coming here. And then plus we got this wonderful climate. We got the waterway. We got everything that it takes. So I think we are in a position already to take care of business.
We just have to think positively and
Correct.
on a scale that we haven't been thinking on.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, another point I'll make is that you also have national investors that are buying real estate here, anticipating the same thing happening here in Columbus as it has happened maybe in Florida, in California. We have an investor in Columbus right now that's going to probably spend in excess of $2.5 million buying property. And thank God he's working with my company.
I need to hang around you, brother. But we'll talk later when the camera's off.
All right.
Now, I want to ask both of you, what kind of questions are you getting from prospective residents with which influences their decisions about settling here?
Most of the times, the new people that come in have a preconceived notion of the quote-unquote South. And they get here and they fall in love with it. Mm-hmm. The main question with a young couple has to be schools. Mm-hmm. We're working on that now. Yes. The second part would be they are looking for nice restaurants. But the trips to Atlanta is rather easy. The trip to Birmingham, they want to really do some upscale shopping, or New Orleans, Jackson. So we're kind of in the middle of some major cities, so they can get everything they want. Small town. If they want to go shop, they can leave here. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that's going to change, though.
So those are the questions they want to know.
Yes.
Where the shopping areas are. So we got to improve all the malls and all that
Correct.
other good stuff. We're looking into that.
Yes.
All right. So you're the gentleman that we need to ask the questions, and we here on the McFarland Report like to get it out first. So we're going to be talking to you even more so. But we're going to take a break by when we come back with our guests Tate and Hilbert Williams.
That's okay.
So I want to get that right. We call him Hilbert, but we pronounce it Herbert at times. We're going to continue talking about changing communities and a larger population on the way. I'm Kenneth McFarland, and we're watching the McFarland Report.
Will Colum's dad used to say, if you don't keep your promises, you can promise anything. At the Colum Law Firm, we always try to keep our promises in keeping our community safe from those who pollute it, those who fail to protect our workers, and those who deceive their customers. Some lawyers promise a fast buck, something for nothing. We ask juries for what's fair. Nothing more, nothing less. The Colum Law Firm, a different kind of lawyer.
On-time transportation, Stephen and Paula James would like to serve you. Professional service 24 hours a day. Call them at 662-241-6600 or go to their website www.ontime-ms.com.
Give us a call at On Time Transportation, where we will meet all of your transportation needs on time.
Serenity Christian Supplies, located at 1906 Military Road, Columbus, Mississippi. Call us at 662-328-4445. We want to supply all of your Christian supply needs. Here at Serenity Christian Supplies, we have it all. Pete and Anika Perkins, realtors at JTS and Company. Call them at 662-329-9090 or 662-242-1694. They are located on 114 4th Street South, or write them, P.O. Box 1071, Columbus, Mississippi 39703. Call Pete and Anika Perkins. They are the family that can get you into a home. Welcome back to the McFarland Report. I'm Kenneth McFarland, and today's guest, Hilbert Williams, I got to get that right, a realtor, a real estate broker with Crylight Realties, and Dale Tate, a banker and chairman of the Economic Development Committee with the Columbus-Lowndes County Development Link. Gentlemen, we're glad to have you here today. We've talked about so much. Even on the break, we were talking about some things, and we got to get this on the show because I think the people in the community needs to hear more about what's going on in this community. Now, Dale, take a minute to explain to our viewers how the census report will figure into the Columbus community profile. Does it really tell the whole story about trends regarding population?
I think back in 2000 it did, but in 2006 it's not anywhere near where the true story is. But in 2000, the city of Columbus had declined down to approximately 26,000 citizens, and the trend was indicating that it was going to go lower. And if you're a developer that's outside looking in, that's extremely important to you. A developer or a major retail chain does not want to move into a community that looks like it's declining. Mm-hmm. And even though the county was growing about 62,000 people at 2000 census, that's not what the issue was. They were looking at the city of Columbus and seeing where it was headed, whether it was going forward, backwards, or staying the same.
Now, we had a discussion with the director of the Links on this, and he is so knowledgeable about
yes.
what's going on nationally, not
He's
just
a walking encyclopedia.
We need to keep
He's
him.
tough.
We need to keep him.
I'm afraid.
That's
That's another show.
story.
But how do business use the profile when deciding if they should move their businesses into this area of industry here?
I think, as Dale said, the best thing I can tell you is that if you looked at the city as if the city was a spoke, the center would be on the corner of 45 North and 18th Avenue. From that corner, everything else kind of spreads out. So they're looking at traffic counts from that corner probably back to Belk store. And if they are planning on putting in any kind of retail establishment, they want to look at some hard numbers in terms of how many cars are going up and down the street.
Now, that's businesses. Now, tell us, if you would, the new perspective, the new population perspective.
If you're referring to the manufacturers, we have some of the best colleges around. You have State, you got what's the name? The W, but what's the EMCC?
The junior college.
Yes, those guys.
Alabama?
Correct. You would be amazed at the impact that Mississippi State is having on our region.
Now, how many communities will be impacted? In other words, how far away will people choose to live from these plants?
Kenneth, I've heard as far away as Tuscaloosa.
Good Lord. They're going to get some of our business.
I have heard as far away as Tuscaloosa. Now, I don't have any numbers on that, but I know the Golden Triangle as a whole, which is Columbus, West Point, and Starksville. You may see some of those guys, some of those ladies go into those areas. It just depends upon what they want.
Well, there's nothing for the community in this area to drive hours.
Correct.
To get back and forth from work. So, but we got to think about the roads as well, because that's going to be.
I talked with the human resource director of one of the companies here, and he indicated that's true to a certain extent. And said after a while, after about a year to 18 months, that person's going to be tired of driving back and forth to Columbus to work. And it's a strong possibility that that family will start moving closer to Columbus and Lowndes County. And that's what we want to do. We want to make Columbus and Lowndes County the place for them.
That's the whole purpose of all this.
Again, also, I was with a consultant 2 months ago. The higher gas prices are, the more people want to move back into the city.
So we're looking at all that.
Yes.
Because basically it's getting the tax revenues and all that to be in this area so that we can do the growing that we need to do.
Right.
Correct.
So you guys are working on that as well.
Yes.
I'm
trying.
Everything. Now, Dale, is there a magical number of new residents that we require that Columbus would need to increase the number of restaurants, motel, banks, retail outlets, or car dealerships to accommodate all these people coming in?
I wish there were a magical number, then that way we could strive to hit it. But each retailer has different numbers in their minds. I will say that one positive number that we're looking for is to stop the declining trend and start making it go up, making our population go from 26,000 to start going to 27,000 and on up. That is truly the defining factor when it comes to having other retail businesses move into our community, is when we start showing that trend is going up.
Mm-hmm.
That is great. Now, for both of you, Cervical and the industries that will be coming here big enough to change the makeup of Lowndes County in more ways than just population? They're both positive and negatives.
I'm looking at the positive. You would be surprised at not only the number, but the different tastes the people have. For instance, I had one customer that wanted to know what was the closest ice rink. Mm-hmm. He has a son that skates, a world-class skater.
And where is that, by the way? The closest ice rink?
Jackson.
It's in Jackson.
Jackson.
We have a lot to do, gentlemen.
Look, had another couple, their son is a high school wrestler. Do any of the schools around here offer wrestling? No. Nearest school, Jackson. So there's a lot of things that these new people are going to be asking for that's totally different from anything that we've ever seen. Are we going to have to try to accommodate those people? Yeah.
And we're working toward now. That's more business coming into the area,
Mm-hmm.
and more. And I always say because I work so closely with young people, we have very little in the way of entertaining our young people. That's why we see them in the malls, parking lots, or hanging out and tending to get in trouble. So that's going to be very important that we make sure that all these influx of people coming in, they have entertainment. They have those things in which their kids won't be in trouble. So I hope we're looking at those areas as well. Anything you want to report now that we?
No, just the Park and Recreation is working on that. What is it?
With the CDC plan?
Yeah. I mean, the link actually is doing everything they possibly can to try to solve our issues. I mean, they are doing everything they possibly can.
And this is a big job. This is not something that you fix overnight,
Correct.
but it's constantly coming together and it's looking better and better.
Correct.
And you asked the question, is it positive or negative? I think we're in a learning curve right now, and we're on the bottom of the curve, and we're learning upwards. And we're nowhere where we need to be. We know that, but we're not stopping. We're continuing until we get where we need to be.
What I like about it, we have a handle on it. And we have people such as you guys looking at those things, and we can make sure that we put them in place as they're needed.
Hilbert can do that. I'm just
Dale
working on that. I need a house. We'll talk later. Since Hilbert's working on it. Hilbert, we have an idea of wages being paid by Service Corps for steel workers. Is there anything you can tell us about what price range homes will be mostly likely to sell? And are we talking about families or individuals coming in for these jobs?
Those guys probably will spend anywhere from the hourly workers probably $150 to $200, but those guys on salary might spend up to $350,000. We are building homes like that as we speak. Do we need some homes, as I said earlier, on the market now? Yes.
And we're getting those in, and
Correct.
you have those contractors, and not just the contractors from here, but other areas.
I would love to work only with the contractors here. And the contractors actually had a meeting with the Link, I believe, a month ago. Yeah. And Joe basically told them that this is getting ready to happen, so please get ready. And they did.
You have to sneak me into some of those meetings. I'd love to hear some of that. Because I think this is important. What we're doing here is informing. We talked about education. We talked about the politics. And we spoke earlier on how the supervisors work together. We might see that they might not disagree on other things, but they come together to really make this a force to be reckoned with. So we got education on the line. We have the politics on the line. We're bringing in industries. We have the economic part as it relates to housing, because all of that is part of economics as well.
Yeah.
So we're pulling all these things together, and the people of the community is seeing that right here on the McFarland report, and you guys are helping us to do that. Now, Dale, how will the banking business be more effective by most people coming to the Columbus area?
Well, we'll be affected by opportunities to make loans, to buy vehicles, to buy certain personal items that they might like to have, checking accounts, savings accounts, opportunities to sell life insurance policies or other insurance items, investment items, and that's where we build it just one customer at a time, and we're looking to try to serve that customer's needs, whether it goes from just the generic checking account all the way up to a construction loan for their home, or even the permanent financing of their home, or even if they have an interest in opening a business, we go that route as well. So we have a vested interest in the success of Columbus and Lowndes County. We being the banking industry and as a whole, we want Columbus to succeed. We want Lowndes County to succeed because, quite frankly, in a capitalist society that we're, God bless, that we're in, that we have, every time we bring new jobs in, that means everybody has an opportunity to grow their business.
Now, I know we talked about positive and negatives, and no one wants to talk negatives, but the pros and cons are very important, because then we can look at what we need to achieve rather than, rose-colored glasses are okay. But we need to make sure as business people and financial community, we take care of those problems before they come up or get too dire. But once the steel mill is up and running and other supportive industries are doing the same, how long before Columbus feel a change, or will we?
I think so, Kenneth. From what the things I hear is that you will not recognize the city probably in 5 years.
That is awesome.
Now, quick story. In 2000, when I went to list a property, normally when I had my market analysis done, the homeowner usually would say, Hilbert, that's not enough. I thought my house was worth more. I just did this, this, and this. Now, today, when I go and sit down with a couple, they'll go, my house is worth what? I can't believe it. Let's sell it.
That's a good idea.
So I almost shocked them. I used to tell people that an appraisal or a market analysis was good for 6 months. I almost have to adjust my the market analysis almost on a daily basis.
So it's that quick, and it's going up each time.
I had a house on the market for $130,000, and it needed carpet and paint. It sold for $134,000. More than the list price. There was a house on the market at Elm Lake for $215,000.
So what about
listed for $215,000, sold for $254,000.
Those are here. Those people that are here now that are making not making those figures. We're not going to outsource or outprice them, are we?
My biggest fear is yes. If you want a con, that's the con. We'll have to come up with some kind of way to do affordable housing.
Now that's most important, and affordable
quality housing.
There you go. Now I wanted to ask you guys. We got to wrap it up, but very quickly, could you tell us what are you seeing? What are you seeing in the next 5 years? You told us that you're already going up.
Yes.
Is there anything that you want to tell our viewers that they can expect?
Now, I think Columbus and Lowndes County, as you know it, is not going to be the same in 5 to 7 years. I believe that we're going to drive down Highway 45 or drive down Highway 82 or any other surrounding thoroughfares here in the area, and we're going to see a totally new landscape as a result of what's going on in Columbus and Lowndes County.
Brother Williams?
It's unbelievable.
It's going to be just that great.
It's unbelievable.
All right. You heard it right here. Thank you, guys. You guys are going to come back and share some things with us. When it comes, we're going to be right here looking for you. Now, that's our time. Thank you, Dale, Tate, and also Hilbert Williams. I'm going to get that. We got to go to lunch. For a good discussion on where we are and where we're going. Next week, we're going to focus on two fine organizations, the Salvation Army and the Palmer Home. You know all about that, but we're going to let you know even more. Join me, Kenneth McFarland, next Sunday at 5:30 for another edition of the McFarland Report. Until then, have a wonderful week. Good night.